Alrighty everyone, welcome back. It is now December 28th of 2023, and given that there's been a lot of things happening with Bob Iger and the board of directors on damage control related to all of their brands, be it Marvel, Star Wars, Disney in general, doesn't matter, they are trying to heavily defend all divisions over at Disney. One of the biggest ones of all being Walt Disney Animation Studios, which we all witnessed what happened with the Wish movie and the box office failure for that. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support. So one thing about Doctor Who, we all know that the latest Christmas special has not been well received for various factors and reasons going into that. And this is not a big surprise coming from Russell T Davies and the BBC, which in my opinion, guys, is very much worse than Disney ever was when it comes to their agendas, when it comes to everything related to DEI. But through the whole Disney Plus deal, we know that Bob Iger and, of course, let's not forget about Davey himself, the CEO of BBC, not to be confused with Russell T Davies there. We have the fact that they are moving forward with revamping Doctor Who in Disney's fashion to a degree, where Disney's going to utilize ESG and DEI in their own format for upcoming series / seasons, whatever have you, of Doctor Who. Now, getting into how Bob Iger reacted to the ongoing backlash related to not just the Christmas special, but, of course, the past couple of editions of Doctor Who that we all saw. What's interesting about all of this is that with Bob Iger, Tim Davie, and Russell T Davies all working together with the revamping of Doctor Who in a way that has already come across as controversial, since the Disney Plus deal, both Bob Iger and Davie agreed to up their usage of DEI in future seasons of the series that all started on the BBC that is now available on Disney Plus. However, Iger went on to deliver the following after the Christmas special backlash. We here at Disney believe in change and adjusting to the times. We have noticed a rise in concern with our latest Christmas special for this popular series from fans that are attempting to convince others that we are pushing ideology over art in this special, which is not the case. As CEO, I believe it is important for me to acknowledge that we have realized there was a level of unsatisfied fans with our latest special, and getting to work with Davie on our Disney Plus deal has been a time to remember. However, after carefully analyzing our latest data, we have come to the realization that we are dealing with nothing more than a minority that was unsatisfied with our latest Doctor Who feature on Disney Plus. We here at Disney believe Russell T Davies is a fine addition to that and will be forever welcome to our platform for the years to come, and we are working out our ways to revamp these stories within the next couple of years, starting off with one of our beloved actors, Ncuti Gatwa. Our latest Doctor. We here at Disney and those over at the BBC believe it is an insult from those that are attempting to convince others to become opposed to diversity, equity, and inclusion in the famous Doctor Who series. Those that are opposed to our latest actor to portray the next Doctor, we feel are not welcome to the Disney Plus platform, as we believe every race, gender, and those that hold certain beliefs are welcome to act, write, direct, or produce our projects. We have multiple years worth of Doctor Who content already in the pipeline thanks to Mr. Davies, and as CEO, I believe it is only my responsibility to defend our usage of DEI into our properties, and especially after allowing the BBC to reach a global audience with our Disney Plus platform. Those opposed to the way things were handled for the Christmas special and from beloved actor Ncuti Gatwa, we see as offensive, not just to us, but to all the creators of this hit series that has been with us for decades. Now guys, let me just say one thing before I get to the big conclusion about what Bob Iger is spewing out here. Now, again, you got Bob Iger saying that we're not pushing ideology over art, when, quite honestly, it's the reverse. They are pushing, yes, they are absolutely pushing ideology over art. He is saying that they're not, and when you look at stuff like that, this is the fact that Bob Iger is Bob Liger. This guy will lie whatever he has to say through to convince the shareholders that the next year or the following year is going to be a big success, and he likes to also call, you know, his followers or whatever have you, his customers, and what they are about to see in the following year. So that's all that's important to him, are numbers that are promised to the shareholders and numbers that they get from the customers. And that's what it really all boils down to when it comes to Disney. Now, specifically Bob Iger, and this is why I labeled him as the worst CEO at Disney of all time. I mean, I think he's really, you know, right up there with being the worst CEO, period, outside of Disney. But when you look at stuff like this, the fact that we have this Disney Plus deal that's going to revamp Doctor Who. Now, what does that necessarily mean? Well, basically what that means is that DEI and ESG is going to be used in Disney's fashion. Now, I don't think that you can get any worse than what Russell T Davies is spewing out with the latest specials / features, whatever have you. But we know that Disney Plus, that deal that was actually agreed upon between Disney and the BBC, part of that deal is Bob Iger told Davey, alright, that we are to utilize ESG and DEI in our own fashion. That's how they want to do things. Not that it's necessarily going to be dialed down, but they want to utilize it in their own way on some level of creative control. Now, what's interesting about that too, moving onwards, he goes on to conclude, we hold no plans to bring our usage of DEI to a halt in our upcoming series of Doctor Who that will be handled in a brand new direction with the help of Mr. Davies, as we have been holding conversations on where this could all lead for potential spin-offs and expanding the Doctor Who brand as much as possible as long as there is demand there. We thank everyone for their time, for tuning into the latest feature for Doctor Who on Disney+. So, this is a thing, guys. I mean, whether you're into Doctor Who or not, I'm sure that you know exactly what's been going on with the latest editions, especially now with this Christmas special, and how you got people up there like Russell T Davies, you got the Disney Plus deal going on, and how that's only going to make matters worse, because this is now going to be a show that is all about DEI and ESG to the max, to a terrible new high, globally speaking. Alright, so that's why BBC ran to Disney, is that they wanted to reach a more global audience, and Disney agreed with them that that was their basic way of obtaining that deal, was that they want to utilize it in their own fashion in upcoming seasons / series, whatever you want to call it. And 2024 / 2025, it's going to be interesting to see how worse this could possibly get with Doctor Who. So again, I know a lot of Doctor Who fans out there have been very much unsatisfied and very unhappy about this direction and where things have been going. Other people are defending these features, as Bob Iger calls them, or these specials, whatever have you. And I would love to hear what you all have to say about this ongoing drama surrounding Doctor Who and actor Ncuti Gatwa as the new Doctor in the latest. So guys, drop a comment below, fill me in below in the comments what you all have to say about this, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.